Here we go. Let's pop this out. Pop this out. Pop. Pop. There you go. Here we go. I'm just a little. Just to me if you can just. Just to me if you can just. Oh, it seems alright when I look it on there. Getting to the edit, it's always out of sync. Hi, here with Scott. This is a secret stream. It's a secret because it's quite late at night. And I've already done the dog walking, all the dog walking. Done it 3 times, twice today. He's been out, he's been back, he's been out, he's been back. So it's no nights, but it's not no nights because I thought I've got this thing in my brain that I wanted to get out of my brain. So I'll just show you what it. Hang on. Giant statue of Jesus and news. This is in the news. Yeah, there's a CNN Independent. Who's news? Oh, I've opened my. I didn't want to open that. Oh no. Just quit. How'd you quit that? Quit that. Here we are. Let's go into the news. I need to show them the news. I just don't want all these. I want the BBC because it's got no adverts. Hang on. BBC. FA Cup 3rd round. I read it in the BBC myself. Alright. We'll have a look at CNN then. CNN then. So, hi, you're with Scott. I will do an intro for this because I'll probably get a little bit of edit out of this. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted, my channel. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. This is Mono. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Ganji Kid, our Twitch stream. It's midnight. It's always midnight. It actually is, so I should be quiet. This is your right ear and your left ear. So, I'm leaning over the mic. Don't lean over the mic. Bring the mic to you. 1 2 1 2. You can hear me. Decent volume. 1 2 1 2. So we're web browsing. Look. Brazil is building a new statue. You can't. Why is it so dark? Manage your cookies. Oh, just accept all. I'll have to go back and change that. Now they're stealing me data. Look, they're building this big statue of Jesus. Look at it. It's like a tower block. You can have in that. You can have in the middle of it. There's going to be a lift, like an elevator, a lift. You're going to be able to go up to Jesus' chest. What the fuck's that? Gone. There you go. They're building this giant Jesus. Then you're going to be able to go up to his chest about here, about where I get my anxiety, about there, and you're going to be able to look out across southern Brazil. This is it's not in Rio, it's in a different part, it's in the south of Brazil. Rio's got their own giant Jesus, haven't they? Rio. This is a list of all the monumental statues of Jesus. Rio, where's Rio? Oh, yeah, what's it called as well? It's called something like Christ the, is it Christ the Redeemer? Well, you'd think I'd be able to spot it on this list, wouldn't you? The old Brazil. Be one of the main ones as well, won't it? Be one of the main ones. Mexico, Spain, Indonesia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Mexico, Idaho, Portugal, Poland, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Rome, Spain, Peru, Italy, Angola, Madeira, East Timor, Colombia, Mexico, the Philippines, Nigeria, the United States, King of Kings, El Salvador, Indonesia, Ibiza, Sardinia, Barcelona, South Korea, and Indonesia. Well, that's weird, isn't it? That's weird. I know there's one in Poland as well, isn't there? That's Christ the King in Poland. Look at the side of that. So we're just going to have to Rio's. I don't want to Google it. I want to Ecosia it. Let's go big face for a second. Let's just go big face just for a second. Just so I can... Hi Callum, how you doing? It's good to see you. I'm all right. It's quite late where I am. It's quite late. So I'm going to try and be a little bit quiet. But I had this thing buzzing in my head because I saw this news story about this giant statue of Jesus that they're building. So I wanted to do this thing, and I'll show you what it is I wanted to do in a second. Let me just do big face so I can find the Rio statue. Because the Rio's got a Rio statue, Jesus. I mean, that should have been one of the main ones, shouldn't it? Let's have a look on the old wiki. Let me get the wiki up. Christ the Redeemer, it is Christ the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer. Web browsing. There we are, that's Christ the Redeemer. That's in Rio. It's giant Jesus, isn't it? Absolutely. Hang on, let me move chat. Let me shuffle you. Why don't you shuffle up? There you are. Shuffle you. You just shuffle up there. There you go. 2314. Yeah, well, that's weird. Are you looking at my computer? How did you know that? You're looking at me over my shoulder at my clock. That's my clock. I'll cover it over and now you can't see it, so now you don't know what the time is. That's spooky. Have a look on my watch. It's the same on my watch. That's spooky. It's the same on my watch as it is on the thing. Yeah, so it's late. It's nearly midnight. But I was just seeing this thing on the news about this big statue they're building. So this is Christ the Redeemer in Rio. Okay, they've got a great big Jesus there. Been there since 1931, 1922 and 1930. It took them 1929 years to build it. Georgi Leander fashioned the face, and an engineer, Albert Calcott, did some of it. I mean, it's a massive, giant, 30 metres high. So that's our benchmark here. 30 metres high. Christ the Redeemer. Got his arms up. I mean, I'm in the UK, but I'd say... That's spooky, though. It's changed now, you see, so you won't know what it is now. It's gone different, so it's different now. It's different on my watch as well, so yeah, that's back to normal. I got bits of cake, but I got cat hair on some of them, so when I'm looking down here and messing about like this and picking bits, it's because I'm picking bits of cat hair off my cake. I'm not picking cat hair out of anything else. It's just on my cake. I don't like to eat on stream usually. I think it's rude to be, talking and eating with my mouth full. But it's late at night. Late night cake. So anyway, we've got this great big Jesus. He's a great big Jesus. He's up there in Portugal. Boom, great big Jesus. And I thought we'd make a template tier maker. Here we are, create a template. Describe the image set. The image set will be giant Jesus. But there's a problem, is that you've got to upload all the files. I've got to rip all the photos off the internet. That's fine, I can do that. There's another problem though, is look. I've got to do all the pictures, I've got to get them all together. That's Jesus in Rio, but there's this one. How many of these? Look at them. There's loads of them, loads. These are monumental statues. These aren't just little statues or reasonably sized statues. These are monumental statues of Jesus, and there are loads of them. So I thought we'll look at them all. I probably won't have time tonight before bedtime to look at them all, but we'll try and have a quick look at them all. We'll try and have a shortlist. I've got a little notepad window in another window. We'll do a shortlist, right? We'll make a shortlist of the ones that we think are the top 10 contenders. And then from that shortlist, I'll rip all the pictures, make the template maker, and then we can do a stream where we rank giant Jesus in order of who's the best giant Jesus. Ooh. Shh! People are in bed and that's my cake. Don't smash up the cake. I'll make my own cake. This one's gone a bit flat because you're a vegan and you don't use the same ingredients as normal people to make a cake. So no eggs, bit of a flat cake, but it's alright. It's got chocolatey. Oh look, I clicked chat and it moved. Sorry. Just looking at this, so you think any more giant statues of Jesus? Maybe there are, because the Rio one doesn't seem to be on this list, and the Rio one is the main one, isn't it? So I think they've missed that one off. Maybe they think because many other it says at the top. Maybe I'm missing out that this is Christ. Oh, it's at the top there. Look, Christ the Redeemer. Of course, it's at the top. They've separated it because it's so important. But we're going to find out. Maybe it's not the best one. Maybe it's not. We'll find out. But in order to find out, we need to look at all of these. So I need to get looking at them. We need to get looking at them. We need to get looking at these giant pictures. I mean, there are other things I need to do in my life, but for some reason tonight now, before I go to bed, it seemed this is what my, let's go big face for a second. This is what my problem is. I was going to be in bed. I was going to go to bed, but I just got this thing about the news article. Seen that now, like I was thinking about giant Jesus in the news. I need to go to where's my news article about giant Jesus? I've gone from that now. Giant Jesus statue. Look, get it back up. News. Get the news. Web browser. That's a blank window. This is the web browser. Okay, so saw this in the news, and I saw this statue going on. It started triggering these thoughts in my brain. Trigger warning. Giant Jesus. Giant Jesus, trigger warning. So what I thought was, for a start, if you're building a statue, like a statue that's going to be that big anywhere in the world for any reason, if you're building a statue that my voice is a bit loud, isn't it, on the mic? Better turn that down a little bit, just a little bit. If you're building a statue, no, I'm still going in the red there. Come on, technical. Right, that's better. If you're building a giant statue, you've got a good reason. You better have a good reason, because it's going to cost loads of money. I'm a bit quiet now, aren't I? Just turn it up a little bit. Just up a little bit. And why do they need two giant Jesus statues? Yeah, exactly. That. I was like, what? It's going to cost you so much money to put up this ginormous statue of Jesus. It's going to, it's such a huge investment project. I don't know who's paying for it. I don't know who's the architect, whatever, but they're going for this. And like, up the road, they've already got one. So what are you saying in your town in Brazil? Are you saying F you up the road, Rio de Janeiro? Everyone's always talking about Rio de Janeiro, but we've got the bigger Jesus. Our Jesus is bigger than yours. My Jesus is bigger than yours. Or something like that. That didn't work, did it? That didn't work in the right tempo. My Jesus is bigger than... my Jesus is bigger than yours. My Jesus is bigger than yours. He's got his arms out and he's up big. My Jesus is bigger than yours. My Jesus. Christ even more. Christ will come and kick your ass in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is a... Oh. Is that what they're trying to say? I'm not saying that. Is that what they're trying to say? So... that's what occurred to me. They got this giant Jesus thing going. Second, and so I thought, it occurred to me, is that, have we had enough? No, we haven't had enough statues of Jesus. Look, they've got loads of them. I didn't realise there was this many. So that's where we've come to. That's where we've come to now. That's where we're at in my brain. There's too many statues of Jesus. They're too many. They're too big, and I've got to rate them. I've got to learn. I need to know. But there's something else that occurred to me. So we're going to go big face while I quickly get this window up, because I'm just going to browse it, and I don't want anything wrong to come up when I type in Angel of the North. I don't want any accidental images of... look, see, there's one. Angel of the North creators sex toy sculptures. They're not sex toy sculptures, they just look a bit funny. But images of the Angel of the North. Thank you. And web browser. Got this in England, right? The Angel of the North. Look at that. It doesn't always have a Santa hat on. Usually it's this giant iron sculpture. Sits on, I don't know exactly where it sits, on a hill, doesn't it? On a hill. You're driving the motorway up to north, up to north. If you're on motorway up to north, you head in that direction. You go past this fucking giant monolithic Angel of the North. It's quite recent. Anthony Gormley is the sculptor, I believe. Let me just. Oh, it says button that says Gormley, so it must be, mustn't it? Gormley, yeah. Anthony Gormley created this, and that's what I'm going to be judging Giant Jesus off. That's our benchmark. I know Rio de Janeiro's got their Jesus, but we got this in England, and it rocks, it kicks ass. When I look at that, I think so many different things. It's never been explicitly explained to me what it's supposed to stand for, what it means, but personally, I'm not sure. Like when I hear the word angel, I always think female for some reason. I'm not sure it's a feminine sculpture. I'm not sure it's a male sculpture. I'm not sure about it might be a feminine physique. I'm not sure. But these huge windmill-esque wings, if it wasn't called the angel, you wouldn't naturally assume they were wings. You'd be like, what the F is this? It's almost like a warden, isn't it? It's like a sphinx standing guard to the north. Like, it's almost like it looks like a wall, or a wall. I can't say wall, can I? A wall. It's almost like it's a great iron structure, and in the north, it's near Newcastle. Newcastle's in the north, so yeah, we'll go yeah. In the north, they built steel, they built ships and mined things and mined coal and steelworks and all this industry, the Industrial Revolution. One of my great ancestors, if you go on Wikipedia and you type in William Ozias Jessup, you find my great ancestor. We'll talk about that one downstream. He was an engineer. It's an interesting story. Engineering, great big, railroads and steam and engineering, built the country, built the empire off that history. That's what this says to me, this huge metallic iron rusting angel. The fact they've named it the angel seeps into your psyche, and so it gives it a benevolent like a benevolent character. You feel it's on your side, protecting you or guarding the country that you are in. It's protective rather than aggressive, and you don't have to fear it. It's an angel, of course, but if it wasn't called the angel, then I don't know if it would still feel the same way. If they called it the Devil of the North, whether I'd see this red monolithic structure and think differently. But it's called the angel. It's up there. They called it. That's all they gave to you. They call it the angel. They don't give you a booklet and say, think about this when you look at it. So that's what I feel. It's monolithic, structural. They built it in recent times. We didn't go for a Jesus. In our country, we are only 30% into Jesus. That's how it is. Even though the Queen's the head of the state and she's in the church, and most people, if you say, do you believe in God and the church, they'll probably just go, no, but go there for Christmas or something. We recognise the church and its institution, but 30% of people in this country are Christian, practicing. That's the sort of stats. I don't think it's accurate, is it? I just made it up, but didn't just make it up. I saw it in the news. So we didn't go for a Jesus. We went for don't know what it is, angel, didn't we? But that's a good, in my opinion, good public art. I think it's pretty cool. I think it stands for something. So then we got Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. This is, I suppose, compared to the Angel of the North, it's quite good, isn't it? Quite good. Now when you look at it, Seagull of the North doesn't sound... You could have a seagull, couldn't you? Giant seagull of the North. But then, if all the birds sat on a giant seagull, do you think birds, because birds like to sit on statues, don't they? Do you think they would be attracted by a giant statue of a bird? Or do you think they would in some way think that we were paying homage to them and their kind? Or do you think that they'd be scared by this hulking great winged monstrosity? I don't know. Maybe they see the these statues and think that we're trying to communicate in some way with our winged sculptures. Christ the Redeemer, out there in Brazil. I was going to read all the stats and go through it all, but we've got a lot to get through, haven't we? So probably not going to get through them all in this stream, but got a lot to get through. I'll just quickly click the look. You can see the bits at the top there now. That's nice, isn't it? I looked at them. Bloody hell. I shouldn't swear, but bloody hell. It's a lot of bits. Bloody hell. I'm going to save them up and I'll do something good with them. Yeah, so it's in Portugal. No, it's in Brazil. They just speak Portuguese. You can go up it. You can go up and have a look. It's got like, you can have a day out going up the mountain. It sits over the top of the rest of Brazil. So if you're in Rio, you can see that mainly wherever you are. I think you can always have a look up. That's one aspect, isn't it? It's an interesting aspect. It is just Jesus, really, isn't it? It's not. They've not gone for anything, out there. It's his face with his little beard. He's got his robes. He's got his arms out. It's kind of. It's not on the cross, is he? He's not being crucified in this one. But it's making you think about it a little bit. Rio's got the better statue than mine. Yeah, you can't get a Greg's in a favela. And to be honest, although they go on about how dangerous these favelas are, I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them set up their favelas in February in the cold in Newcastle. I think it'll be a lot more difficult. They're lucky they've got the nice weather, haven't they? But people in Newcastle are so tough they can go around without their shirts on. That's what I heard. But yeah, so we're going to say Christ the Redeemer against the Angel of the North. Yeah, Christ the Redeemer's good. I suppose it's good, and that's on our shortlist because it has to be, because it's the main one. And 8 meters there is a bit of a. Keep that in mind. 8 meters, 26 foot. Oh no, that's just its pedestal. It's 30 meters high. And they put it on an 8 meter pedestal so it looks even higher. That's cheeky, isn't it? If you want to build the world's biggest Jesus, building yourself an 8 meter pedestal to put it on. You steak bacon, your favela. Got no sausage rolls, have you? Got no sausage rolls. It's probably why they're all so cross. It's probably why they're all shooting each other. I shouldn't joke. Where's the sausage rolls, eh? Call me. Hands up like that, and these hot pocket bags goes boom, boom, boom. They do a nice vegan sausage roll, I've heard, but I wouldn't go in there and buy it because they sell so many steak bags. Right. 30 meters though, that's where we're, 30 meters. I'm going to put that on the notes. So, statues of Jesus, top 10. We've got Rio, Jesus, 30 meters. Right. But it is cheeky if you're going to make a big statue to put a big plinth. It's like cheating in a way, isn't it? Let's go to our statues, right? Down the list then. I'm pretty sure we'll get through all of these tonight, won't we? And we'll be... Yeah, definitely. What time is it? Oh, I've been on for half an hour. How many have I done? One. How many am I allowed to get through before bedtime? Probably got another half hour, 40 minutes. 40 minutes, maybe longer. It's past the watershed. Yeah, but I don't. If I swear on stream, if I get used to doing it and it's just a normal thing, like a bad habit that I'm in, then when I don't want to swear, I will, and that'll be bad. And then generally, the way I look at it is, some younger people might watch. They might watch. It's out there. It's on the internet. Anyone could walk past. So if I was just in my front garden, just chatting to some people, my friends like you, and kids were going past on their bike. Someone was pushing their buggy on the way or whatever, and I was in the garden going, yeah, fucking this and fucking that, and shit this, and I said the word, but doing all that, the kids are going to hear. They're just going to hear. It's just going to happen, and I can use better words if I think more carefully. I can use better words. So the onus is on me to not be lazy and setting a bad example without thinking, not to be rude without thinking to the wider world. We're on Twitch. It's a global broadcasting system. So right now, just talking to you, I'm pretty sure that none of us are going to be worried if I just say a few swear words, but if I keep effing and blinding all the time, it becomes a bad habit, and then we're just a rude stream when we don't want to be. So if I can keep it universal, suitable for all, then I think we're okay in the long run. I think we're okay. Won't accidentally say something rude in front of someone's nan sometime, you know. So here we are. We're in Mexico. And this is Mexico, isn't it? Yeah, Mexico. In Mexico. And it's called Cristo Rey. Rey King, Christ King. It's a big old Jesus. Can I make it bigger for you? Can I just click on it? Big Jesus. Okay, big Jesus. There you can. Let's have a look at him. This one's made of metal. Now I don't know how these G's. Oh, hello. Capital K. Look, I got you up the top. Got you up the top with your bits. I was just saying that's fucking loads of bits. Loads of bits. I found out what bits were and how much they are now, and that's loads. I can't remember in my brain exactly how much it is because I'm not good with numbers, but that is a good chunk of numbers. And I wanted to say thank you. Obviously, I wanted to say thank you. Obviously, don't put the hat on. We're doing Jesus. I wanted to say thank you, and also just you can chill now. You can chill. You can chill. Nothing more is expected of you. Right, put your feet up. All right, just chill. Just chill. We're doing a secret stream because it's nearly midnight. It's nearly bedtime. So it's always midnight. And I'll just quickly explain what happened. There's a statue of Jesus. They've got a new one going. You know this one in Rio? You know this one? Seeing this one? Statue Rio. Oh, big Jesus. That's Rio. Right. Well, if you go to the news here now, look. They're doing another one. Look. What are they up to? That's not even going to be in Rio. It's going to be in the south. So it turns out they've got loads of statues of Jesus everywhere. Massive ones. So I thought we'd do a tier list maker. We'd make top 10. But before we can make the top 10, we've got to make a short list out of like 50. So we look at every statue of Jesus quickly, before I go to bed, in half an hour. We've been on for half an hour, we've done one. Just quickly, I'm back, I pressed the wrong button. Right, just quickly, we're going to look at every Jesus, every giant, not all the Jesuses, just the giant ones, just the really massive, monumental. And the world's got a few, hasn't it? It's got a few, but it's not enough to have a few. They're building another one, so we thought we'd have a quick. In England, we got this. This is the Angel of the North, and that's what we're grading it against. Is it good, better or worse than that? Does it get on the? I mean, it's like going to be like a hotel. You can take an elevator up to the top, and then when you're at the top, you can go. It won't take you to the top. It will just take you to here. And then you can have a look out across Brazil and you can wave at the people in Rio. Your Jesus ain't that big anymore, is it? Hey, Rio, we've got the biggest Jesus. So I just wonder what's going on in the world with all these giant Jesuses. So I thought this is a way to look at it. I can't go to bed without finding out about how many Jesuses there are and how big they are. And the one in Rio is 300 meters, isn't it? I've forgotten. Oh, Christ the Redeemer. Christ. It's 30 metres. 300 is massive. It's 30 metres, okay? So 30 metres is a good height for a Jesus. That's a good height. Right. You see what I mean? Okay. I don't, listen, I'm not, if you love Jesus yourself, I'm not dissing Jesus. I also believe that Jesus was a good person. I think thumbs up for Jesus. He's okay in my books. I'm not dissing him. I'm just questioning why we've got so many. Okay, you don't love Jesus. I still think he's all right. You know, he seemed to be quite a nice person. I don't think he might necessarily raise me from the dead when I die. I'm not certain on that. But I do think he's a nice fella who did some nice things. Like, overall, when I heard about the things he did, I thought, well, that sounds nice. They were good. They were good things that he did. He was all right, wasn't he? Sharing his fish. Don't eat fish. He's not vegan. So anyway, I've got some love for Jesus, and I've got some love for these giant Jesuses as well. But I just wonder how many we need. So we're having a look. This is Christ the Redeemer. He's giant. You have a good day, capital K. And it's different time in America, but right here it's getting quite late. So just having a secret stream, like a quiet one. Weren't supposed to be talking about giant statues of Jesus this week. No one planned that, did they? No one planned that. You're not supposed to be doing things that you didn't plan. You're just making extra work for yourself in the edit now, aren't you? You didn't have to come and do that. You didn't have to come and talk about Jesus. He's going to come and get you in the night now, isn't he, Jesus? He's going to come and get you. He's going to come and get you. He's going to be cross. He's going to be in those giant statues looking at you. Ooh. He's going to get cross. The more you go on about him, the more cross he's going to get, and eventually he's going to crush. Boom, 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 Jesus. Why doesn't he do that and sort out the favelas? So they might be quite nice to live in if you didn't shoot everyone all the time. Stop it with the killing. Anyway, look, Jesus is up there. That's what he was thinking. Stop it with the killing. He's into... We only got... Where were we? That's our first Jesus. Here he is. Second Jesus. 2,700 metres. That can't be right. The other one was 30 metres. Oh, it's a hill. Mountain hill. At the top of the hill is the statue. Okay. So that we don't know how tall the statue is, but the hill's pretty big. And this is giant Mexican Jesus. Okay, so that was us. This is what we got up to. Imagine Christ the Redeemer was a weeping angel. Oh. They're supposed to be quite big angels, actually. They are. It's described in some texts that they are vast, giant beings. And, big old angels. But we got... Okay, this one appears to be made out of metal. So the other one was made out of stone, but we saw in the construction that what they did was they put up a tower, like a scaffold metal tower, and then they just whacked on the concrete on the outside for giant Jesus, didn't they? I'm not sure how they did the one in Brazil. I don't know if they chick them out of stone, or if it's just an overlay on something else. Same with this. You know, it looks like it's a giant metal, but that must cost a lot, mustn't it? Bronze. I'd assume it would be bronze. But then I suppose it's Jesus, so you're going to skimp on the Jesus? You're not going to skimp on the Jesus, surely. But 2 crowns there as well, 2 crowns. The one cherub with the holy crown and the other cherub with the crown of thorns. And he's not really having any of it. He's just like, look, chill. Big chest on Jesus here, big chest. That's a bit of an interesting point. Almost like a bosom, isn't it? And this dress falling down, just a simple dress. No shape to Jesus here. No physical body shape. He's got his beard on. Again. Bit of a flat hairline. He hasn't got much volume going on there. Looks a bit like Asmongold, doesn't he? This Jesus. And that's the Cristo Rey, so it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Giant Jesus Cristo Rey. Mexican Jesus. If you think, as we go, how are we talking? NBA player big? I mean, yeah, I think Jesus in all of these is going to... look at that one. He's tall as well, isn't he? Even if he was in human proportion, he's going to still be a tall fella, that one. There's little cherubs down there. They're only little, but they're, still big, tall fella. Big, tall Jesus. And I imagine he could do Jesus magic to dunk him in, couldn't he? Just from anywhere. All net, all the time. Jesus. From the end zone. 3-pointer. Jesus. Oh, good old Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is all right. He can take a joke. So if you spot one that you think that should go on the top 10, you tell me. Otherwise, I'll just keep going through them. And later on, I'll try and remember all of them and assemble the top 10. Unless we see something that really stands out, it's not getting on there because we've got a lot to get through. Right, this is Cerro de Los Angeles on a hill in Getafe in Spain. So that's nice and confusing, isn't it, to call it Los Angeles and put it in Spain. There's a giant Jesus. He's not, I'm not into this one. He's not so giant. It's just again, they've gone for the plinth. They've taken the plinth to an extreme here. Massive monumental plinth, regular normal Jesus. I mean, it's probably quite a big one. Quite a feminine looking Jesus. A lot of robe going down here, a lot of robe and a lot of hair. Nice long hair. Classic Jesus. He's definitely playing for the Knicks. Jesus plays for the Knicks. I wonder if Jesus had a choice what sport Jesus would like. He'd like something where there was like a beauty in a... I think he'd like football. I think he'd like kicking the football. One big Jesus per continent minimum. No, we've got... This is one in Spain. We've got loads. Brazil's got 2, and Mexico. There's 3 in the Southern Americans. They don't even have a monopoly on it. This one's not going in, though. Spanish Civil War. So it's got, bad connotations as well. This is Cristo El Picacho. Honduras. Another Central America. So, it's there in that place. And they've put up this. The other Jesuses have, set a high standard in this one. Maybe it's just the angle of the photography. Antarctic Jesus, very big. He's very cold though. You could make him out of snow, couldn't you? Giant snowman Jesus. And no one could argue either, because if you were out there in Antarctica doing it, no one's going to argue, are they? Planning permission to put up your giant snow Jesus. Well, it's snow, mate. It will melt. So just leave me alone. In fact, what are you out here doing? Coming all the way out here to complain? F off. And while you're at it, actually, could you make me a cup of tea? It's cold. This one. I'm still going to drink it. Jesus got his feet out in this one, so that could be a negative for some people. And I don't think the plinth, this plinth is not to my taste. It's got a lot to say. It's got lots of about that plinth, isn't it? A lot of man-made form, a lot of something, a lot of something. And then Jesus just atop it. It's stone. Is it concrete? Looks like it's been made out of like pieces like that, layered up one by one, as if you were making a cake, like layers of cake, and carved maybe, or maybe shaped so they fit on nicely, make the shape. Maybe it's put on steel, maybe it's concrete over steel. And this time though, they've got the robes going on, but the feet are the main thing, aren't they? This big the Antarctic Parish Council. They're too cold. They're too cold. They can't disapprove. By the time they have done the minutes of the meeting, Jesus will be up. Bush, boff. The Antarctic Parish Council. Jenga, yeah, this one's like stacked up like that, yeah. So Jenga Jesus, and that features in the brickwork, woodwork, plinth work, strangeness. I guess those bits that stick out are for lights, so they can illuminate Jesus. But this is not my favourite Jesus. Maybe it's just a bad photo, but not my favourite Jesus. And it looks like it's got really big feet. I mean, Jesus is big, but Bigfoot Jesus. And I can't learn all the sculptors and all the history of all of them, because we've got to get through a few tonight. We might even have to do this tomorrow night as well. Jesus blesses, or Christ blessing, is Jesus Kaske Berkat. It's really interesting, because this is Indonesia now. So obviously Jesus has got... Oh, bloody hell. Look at this. Jesus gets round a bit, doesn't he? He gets round a bit. Surprised that, Indonesia have got their own Jesus. How do I make this bigger? Come on. I'm going to make this bigger for you so you can have a good old look at big Jesus here. So this one looks like he's been fired at you. He's flying at you. He's literally flying, isn't he? Look, his feet have left the plinth. That's the robes. You can see Jesus' form in this one. He's thin, quite long legs, but you can't see his male parts. In his hands, he's got big hands. He's got big long arms. In fact, they're out of proportion. I'm pretty sure they're out of proportion in some way, or it might just be the angle of the photograph. But he seems to be out of proportion. He's got giant hands. This one could play basketball. He looks like me. Yeah, he don't even look like the traditional Jesus. He's got such a big jawline going on here as well. There's that beard. He's got his hair. I mean, he looks like McConnell from Asmongold. That's what he looks like. McConnell Jesus. And look, he's flying at you. And he's flying at you off the top of this cliff structure. Just cut out of the cliff there, look. They cut that out. Little house on top. That's someone's house. Where'd you move to? Oh, we got this lovely little place in Indonesia, a little holiday home. Oh, can I come round? Yeah, come round. We'll go and have a barbecue by the giant Jesus. And look, is that their Jesus? Do they own this Jesus? Is that private Jesus? Or is this public Jesus? There's another little fella down just underneath on the plinth that appears to be flying. I don't know if that's another divine character or if that is also Jesus, but just like mini Jesus. He's like, yeah, this is Gandalf Jesus, isn't he? Yeah. Designed by people who think he's scary Jesus. That's fearsome Jesus. This one's getting on my list. It's got to go on my list. Look how brilliant this is. I'm thinking of making a giant statue of Jesus. Oh yeah, a bit like the old Rio de Janeiro one, are you? I suppose. No, it won't be like the Rio one. Oh, won't it? Oh, okay. Secretly thinking, oh, absolutely, it's going to be. Come up with an original idea, mate. I'll see you next week. Next week rocks around, and this. Oh, just come driving. I was coming to see you, mate, but I nearly crashed the car. What's that? Is that your? That's your Jesus. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. Now I see. Now I see. Okay, Jesus. Of course it is. Yeah. He's done a really weird giant Jesus. Vera, have you seen this Jesus he's done? Seen this Jesus he's done? Don't upset him. Don't upset him. If that's the state of his mind, if that's his Jesus, he hasn't got any male parts. I know. If that's his Jesus, then don't upset him. Let's just get in, have the tea. Let's get out. Giant flying Jesus. That one's going in. I've forgotten what it's called. You can't just call him Giant Flying Jesus. Christ, Jesus blesses. Or Christ, I'm just going to copy and paste that. Or maybe I am. Copy. Put that in the notepad. There's one. Now we've got two. Two Jesus. Two Jesu. A duo of Jesu. Next one, Christ of Havana in Havana, Cuba. Let's have a look at this. Havana, Cuba. That's South America, isn't it? Or does it have its own name? That area. Wallop, isn't he? He's a big wallop. Yeah, he's a big wallop. He looks like he tripped over and immortalised the fall. A giant flying, falling Jesus. Jesus is going to fall on you and crush you. In fact, all of these Jesuses could fall on you and crush you. Carved out of white Carrara marble. Boom. Wow. Made many of the monuments of the colon. It's in the colon cemetery. Colon cemetery. It weighs approximately 320 tons. So if that fell on you, it would crush you. 20 metres, this Jesus. 20 metres. So smaller than the Rio Jesus. Smaller than the Rio. But I'm well impressed by the fact that's carved out of marble. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Carved out of stone. It's not layered up with Jenga blocks and things like that. Maybe it is a bit. Or maybe it's carved out of one solid block. I don't know. Maybe it's Central America, the Caribbean. Okay, the Caribbean. I thought they might have a name for their little island groups and stuff, yeah. Cuba, Havana. I used to drink a lot of rum, don't drink at all now, but rum, wouldn't mind a nice glass of rum. I'll tell you what, wouldn't mind a nice glass of rum now, but no thanks. Obviously I would mind, because I do mind, because I'd feel bad. Not only, the hangover and all that, yeah, that, but I've done so long without drinking now, it would seem silly to have one glass of rum and throw away, like, several years of commitment. Yeah, it just would seem silly now, but talking about Cuba and stuff just makes me think of the old rum. I've got a vegan bar. I'm alright. And that's a giant Jesus. It's not one of our top 10, is it? His face isn't Jesus-y enough. Looks like he's dropped his fag. What's this with? What's this? He's doing something. He's wearing robes as well. He's a bit more Greek. Those robes. It's just your average giant Jesus, really. It's not a special giant Jesus. Christ of Havana. Other than the white marble. It's not special. It's just giant. Christ of the Abyss. What the? Christ of the Abyss is a submerged bronze statue of Jesus Christ by Guido Galletti, the original cast of which is located in the Mediterranean Sea, off San Francisco, between Camgli and Pontefino. Look, it's somewhere off the sea, off the Italian Riviera. Various other casts of the statue are located in other places. Fair enough. There's lots of casts of it. Original clay statue. It was placed in the sea in 1954. It's 2.5 metres tall. It was based on the idea of an Italian diving instructor. It was placed near the spot where Dario Gozzati, the first Italian to use scuba gear, died in 1947. So the first Italian to use scuba gear died. Sorry, you can't see this so well because it's not giant. It is giant on your screen, isn't it? Sorry about that. At least I'm reading it. I mean, what? It depicts Christ. I love it. I absolutely love it. If you drink... Sorry, I wasn't quick enough to see if I drink rum and turn into a pirate. That is true. I'm already a pirate. We're all pirates. We're Ganji Puka warrior pirates together. But imagine if you're a pirate and you sank down and you saw that. It's in the sea. It's in the sea. It's in the sea. They took it out in 2003 and restored it. Put it back in 2004. They clean it and they restore it. 1954, put it in the sea. Why? Oh yeah, because the diver and that, yeah. How big is it? I mean, the fact that it's in the sea, it's going in. I just want to know how big it is. It's 17 metres depth, stands at 2.5 metres tall. So it's not the biggest, but it's in the sea. Christ of the Abyss. What a brilliant thing. I wonder if as the sea goes... Okay, these are my questions. These are my questions for Christ of the Abyss. As the sea goes in and out, do you sometimes see his little hands poking out? Soggy Jesus. I don't know what he's made of. He ain't soggy though, is he? He's bronze, so he ain't going to soak up that water. He's going to be not everlasting in the sea. Weird. But I'll tell you what I think is so brilliant about it. One of the things that I think is so brilliant about it. Go to this other picture again. Is the lighting. The way it interacts. The way it's so bright up here, so dark down here, because it's the sea. Like, you don't get many chances to see this statue, and when you do, you're definitely going to have this lighting effect going on. You know, unless it's dark, in which case you can't see it. So, but yeah, in the sea, always with this, like, that lighting effect is brilliant. It's I don't know if they would do. Oh wow, Jesus in the sea, Christ at the abyss, people die in the sea. There's Jesus down there, looking up to the light of heaven. ASMR Jesus, aren't I? I'm ASMR Jesus. I forgot about that. You're not ASMR Jesus. Who do you think you are? I am ASMR Jesus then, in that case. If you're going to say that to me, I'll take it. But in the sea. How'd you... That one's gone in, hasn't it? Have I put that in my list? Yeah, right. So we've got 3. We've got Rio. We've got the giant one in Indonesia that's flying. And we've got Christ in the sea. Go back. Christ of mercy. Christ of mercy, look. Yeah, yeah, nothing compared to Christ of the sea. And he's a little more squat, isn't he? He's a little more squat. He's a little more broad, his head. And could be ASMR Johnny Depp. Have ASMR Amber Heard coming after me. Could be worse, could be Jake Paul. The Jesus here, he's got the Buddha finger going on. Buddha finger. You think you're tough? Well, you're not. Buddha finger. Got the old martial arts one touch Buddha finger. And got his little... Just, you can see the block work, can't you? The structural block work that this Jesus is made from. Not going to make my top 10. Just not enough character in the face. It's just a big Jesus on a plinth. Got an extra bit of height from the plinth, but it ain't doing it for me. No arms out, nothing special. And that's Christ of Mercy. Christ of the Mercy. Jesus Christ in San Juan, Nicaragua. Height of 130 metres. So big Nicaraguan Jesus. Mid-range Jesus. Mid-range Jesus. I mean, loads more in South America, aren't they? Nicaragua. Christ of the Ozarks. Not a fan of tiny segmented Jesus yet. Yeah. Any Jesus that's in segments, we're not going to... Mate, he's not going to... What this? What this? How do I make him big? Let me big him. I've bigged him. There he is. A very different Jesus. Jesus here is wearing a dress and definitely has a more feminine bosom. But a big wide forehead as well. Got his arms out like the Brazil. You've got your arms like your Brazil Rio, didn't you? You got your Brazil Rio thing going on. Let me just shrink you down a little bit, Jesus, here. Got your Brazil Rio. Oh, can't see his feet. Covered by a hedge. Actually, when you do that and you put it up off the screen, it just looks like a big block of rock, doesn't it? With a bit of wrapping around it. So this is the cheat. If you're going to be making a giant statue of Jesus and you don't want to have to do a lot of carving and detail, just to get a wallop of a block, just stick a Jesus head on top, and then give it some arms. Not bothered with the rest of Jesus down there. Makes it easier, doesn't it? They spend a lot of time on the head, obviously. That's the main bit, isn't it? Spend a lot of time on the head. The rest of it, just whatever. Whatevs. Tiny arms compared to the body structure. The arms too small. The little hands. Little hands. Not having this one. It's a bit scary, the face. The face, if that was Jesus for real. Yeah, why does he have a Klingon forehead? Exactly. If that was Jesus for real, then he'd be too imposing, too strange. What a square top to his head as well. Square top and hairline. Too strange and imposing with his little strange arms and his big old head and like almost robotic body. Square fridge of a body. That Jesus ain't giving me a hug. You keep that Jesus away from my family. That's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Or, as we say in England, Arkansas. Because there's another one, isn't there, called Kansas. So, Arkansas. Arkansas Jesus is rubbish. Whoa, this is a good one. Look at that. You look at the picture, I'll read the words. He's 75 foot tall. This Jesus. Imagine this is the shopping channel. This Jesus is 75 foot tall. A statue of Jesus displaying his sacred heart, located above the town of El Morro, 6 miles south of the city of Rosarito. The statue is situated highly across directly. I'm not going to read the words. It's 40 tons, this one. 75 foot, 23 metres. So it's big. But I'll tell you what I like about this. It's classic Jesus. His face, actually, it's not classic Jesus, is it? Look at his face. You think it's classic Jesus. You think it's classic Jesus. You think it's Roman Catholic classic Jesus. Sorry, you can't see him that well. There he is. But yeah, look, give us a hug, colourful Jesus. He's he's a lovely Jesus. He's a cuddly, he's a good community cuddle. He's not classic, his face, is it? It's not the classic face. Strange, isn't it? They say this all the time, but I do think it's strange. Jesus is always so white. And yet, there's no way he would have been white, is he? If he came from those places in the Middle East. Why is he so white? Weird Jesus. But here he is, the Roman Catholic, Sacred Heart, classic Jesus. Got his arms out. People have been shooting arrows at his tump. Looks like he's been modelled out of fiberglass. Made of steel. And fiberglass. Look at that. Fiberglass. Scotty Hoity. Authority on art. Fiberglass Jesus. You know what, I hug fiberglass Jesus now, I tell you that. I don't give fiberglass Jesus a hug. Get all bits on you. This is Christ of the King, Vo Tang, in Vietnam. So getting around the world now. Vietnam. Wouldn't imagine the Vietnam Catholic Association would be the biggest association in Vietnam, but it's big enough to get themselves a 32 metre Jesus. So this is as big as the Rio Jesus here. As big as the Rio Jesus in Vietnam. Looking surprisingly Western for a Vietnamese image of Jesus. I suppose, isn't it? I don't know. Should Jesus in Vietnam be Vietnamese looking? Or is that just me being stupid? Did Ho Chi Minh... I don't know enough about Vietnamese culture to make any sort of joke about Ho Chi Minh for fear of getting myself banned off Twitch. But let's talk about Jesus. This Jesus has his arms up and his palms out to the sky. And if he's giving away to be out to the people like that. He's got some kind of button thing on his chest. He's got his halo. This is the first Jesus with a halo. Got to be something said for that. But they have used the halo to secrete an antenna. Look, there's a little antenna up top there. And there's obviously a little light thing on his shoulder. Because I think if you make a Jesus this big, you're going to need to warn the planes. So they got some sort of... Maybe this isn't a real statue of Jesus. Maybe this is a nuclear warhead. Just housed in what looks like a statue of Jesus, but could at any time take off. Just a great big nuclear warhead left over from the Vietnamese War, put into a secret Jesus operational plan. I'm laughing, I'm joking, but that is That's why it could be. That's why it's got these little windows to keep the nuclear cool. Pirate radio, yeah. They're all in their little windows doing Jesus FM in Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. Broadcasting from the heart of Jesus. Well, maybe his tummy. Well, maybe he's lower than his tummy. Look, broadcasting from inside Jesus anyway. Actually, don't tell them where you're broadcasting from. We're a pirate radio station. Now they're going to come and close us down. So we're in the Jesus here. That could make it. If you wanted that one on there, it could make it. It's a good Jesus. It's different Jesus, isn't it? A lot of angular structure, but not just we're building a tower with a head on it. Different along the plinth here, detail on the plinth, but we're not judging plinths. So there's Vietnamese Jesus. Hasn't made it in yet. We're going back. It's not in. Christ of the King, Almada, overlooking the city of Lisbon, Portugal. Oh shit, it really is past. I've sworn, it really is past midnight now. So this will be the last one because I'm keeping everyone awake. The neighbours and everyone shouting. Here's me shouting. Can't be here shouting. You can't be shouting on the internet. It's well out of order to be shouting on the internet. Christ the King. Look at this. This is all plinth. Who's Christ the King, Portuguese, Santiago Cristo Rei, Catholic monument, Sacred Heart of Jesus, Almada in Portugal. Okay, so it's Portuguese. Portuguese rubbish. What have the Portuguese ever done for us? That's a joke, because I'm not really racist against the Portuguese or anything. It's all plinth, isn't it? It's all plinth. Yeah. What rubbish. And when the people of Almada heard that they were going to be putting up a giant statue of Jesus, they were like, is it going to have its arms out like the one in Brazil? And they said, yes. Yes, fellas, it is. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Your statue will have its arms out like the one in Brazil. Is it going to be up real high like the one in Brazil? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. You hand over your Portuguese dinaries, whatever they are, what are they called? Give me pesetas. Get them exchanged. It's easy. It's only over the road. Get it. Give me pesetas, euros. Give me euros. We all do euros now. Back then we didn't. Just pay me in whatever you can, but don't worry, you'll get your giant Jesus. You'll be right up there on the hill, big old Jesus. Starts work, and they're up there like, it's interesting, isn't it? You're starting on the plinth, are you? Yeah, we're starting on the plinth. We're moving just a little bit up the plinth, starting on the plinth. Get me some more bricks, and we'll carry on with the work. And a couple of weeks later, he's sitting there reading his newspaper, and you've got the plinth finished yet? Oh yeah, we are working on it. We're expecting order of some bricks. You've got some gaps in the middle of the plinth. Yeah, we're going to use them for big old iron. We're going to have some waffles. Going to have waffles in the bottom of the. There we are. Going to have waffles in the bottom of the plinth, and then after a few weeks, the plinth's starting to go. You're going to put Jesus on? Yeah, we're going to put Jesus on. We're just going to get the plinth a little bit taller, just a little bit taller before we put Jesus on, just a little bit taller maybe. Then plinth goes up, keeps going. When's Jesus going on? Is Jesus going to be big? Because I heard Jesus was going to be real big. Yeah, Jesus is going to be massive, mate, massive. That's why we need such a big plinth, mate. Plinth is going to be so big. Is Jesus going to fit on such a narrow plinth? It's just, what do you mean narrow? What do you mean? Well, if it's going to be big, it's going to fit on such a narrow plinth. This isn't narrow, mate. This is massive. It's like a skyscraper, this. Have you seen the trees? They're only little. This ain't narrow. Well, if our Jesus is going to be this big, then maybe the plans need to be... Well, they're supposed to be... Oh, we are... Have you been putting... I've been doing this corner, mate. Your corner's supposed to be over there. Well, what's my corner's over here? Yeah, but my corner's over here. It looks like the plinth's going to be a bit narrower than... Could you take it down, maybe, and start again and make it big? No, listen, we've already put a lot of brickwork into this. Tell you what, we'll do you a discount on the Jesus. Don't worry. We've got this far now. We're doing good work. We'll do a discount on the Jesus. Is he still going to be big? He's still going to be big. He'll be massive, mate. He'll be massive. 6 weeks later, Jesus is on, they're gone. Money in pocket, money gone, cash gone. Jesus walloped on at the end. Bodge job. That's how you do it. That's how cowboys do it. That's how you do it. Take your time. Take your labour costs. Get your materials on site. Take your time. Make it look like it's going. Hit a snag. Bail. Ronaldo at Madeira Airport. I think I may have. Do you know what? I think I may have seen this. I think I may have seen it in the news where Ronaldo doesn't look like Ronaldo. And we will. Let's have a look at that. See how it compares to Jesus. Because this one ain't going on our shortlist. This one ain't. Let's go big face. So I can go Ronaldo at the airport. Ronaldo airport statue. Oh, poor Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just the face, isn't it? It's just the face. It's only the face. That's the only bit that's wrong with it. The rest of it's fine. They got the haircut similar. It's got ears. It's just the face. What are you complaining about? It's just the face. He plays football, mate. He's not a model. He's not a model. He plays football. So, you know, it's just the face. The rest of it will be fine, won't it? The rest of it will be fine. It's all face. Yeah, but the neck's all right, isn't it? It's similar neck. See, I spent a lot of time on that Adam's apple, and you can tell a lot about a person from the outside. What about his face? Well, how many goals has he scored with that face? None with his face, mate. You don't score goals with your face, do you? Bronze, is it? Expensive, yeah, but you can melt it down. Do you know what gets me about this as well? Is that you don't just come up with that overnight, do you? You don't just, where's my chat now? I've lost my chat. I'll read it on the tiny screen. He saved a lot with his face, Joshua Brother. Put his face in goal. He's got a face, the face of a keeper. But you don't just make that overnight. You spend ages on it. You work at it. You make it out of a different material maybe, and then you take a mould of it and then have it cast in bronze. So when it goes to the people who cast it, they get to see it before they take the mould and cast it. And they all probably sat there looking at it going, who the f is that supposed to be? And then when they were like, nobody said to the sculptor all the way along, nobody said, could you work on the face a little bit more maybe? Do you think you're finished with the face? Are you happy with the way the eyes are situated in relation to them? Are you happy with the mouth? This is going on at the airport, is it? Everyone's going to see it. Listen. I'm not going to shout this loud in front of everyone, but just come. I don't know if it's quite up to your usual standard. I think you might be able to do the face a little better. And I think you should just have a little 10, 20 minutes out. Come back to it maybe. Maybe come back to it a little bit later. We'll have a look. We'll get some pictures of Cristiano and we'll have a look at his face. Is that the tea I'm drinking? Because when they're cold, you don't know which one's which. It's close to Glenn Ronaldo. Peter Beardsley, that is. It looks scary, doesn't it? Like a scary version of Ronaldo. Like if Ronaldo had a twin with all the evil parts, like great big coming at you. I like scoring a goal. Oh dear, poor Ronaldo. And that must be bad on Ronaldo as well, because you get a lot of accolades, and if you play football, you got all this, you got all the money. So at some point, I suppose it stops being. You can't buy your way into happiness, can you? And there's certain things that the edge might be taken off, like Christmas time. What's someone going to buy Ronaldo for a present that he hasn't already got? So. But then someone says we're making a statue of you at the airport. It's going to be at the airport. It's a statue of you. Like, wow, that is real. That's really something. I didn't know that I could still feel this sense of gratitude and amazement at this end of the scale. This is me talking like Cristiano Ronaldo now. I didn't know I could still feel this sense of gratitude and amazement. He's not French. But you're giving me a statue, and that's really touched me in my heart. That's really something that it's gonna live on long after me, isn't it? It's gonna be there long after I'm gone. And it means that I mean such a lot to you in your cultural psyche. So that's wonderful. Thank you for making a statue for me. Thank you. And then he gets there and he turns up for the unveiling and he looks like that. It's going to be there forever, did you say? Well, you can melt it down. And on that note, thank you very much for being here. We're going to look at Giant Jesus again tomorrow. Maybe, yeah, tomorrow. We'll do art history, you see. And this is art. This is art. It's just not in order of the history that we were going to do it. But we'll carry on with that. I haven't finished. My brain is not sated for facts about Giant Jesus. But thank you very much for being here. And I forgot to check my emails to see if we got an email back from those people. So we'll do that tomorrow as well. You be good, my little puckos. You be good. And if you can't be good, you're naughty.